So EA have just released another end of era item. Robin van Persie has been given a 92 rated premium SBC card and it looks pretty awesome. Now, if you weren't aware, Van Persie announced that he'd be retiring at the end of this current season, and ironically, he played in his final professional game earlier today, so this SBC is pretty well timed. At the time of recording, it will cost you around 200k to complete the SBCs to get this card on a permanent basis, and in today's video, we'll be trying out this 92 rated item to see if it's worth its cost. It probably is worth mentioning at 200k for a 92 rated special card, just on paper, doesn't seem bad value at all, but obviously we're still going to try it out to see if it performs well in matches. Anyway, before we get into this player review, you guys know the drill. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on this card. Are you going to complete the SBC to get this guy, or are you going to give this one a miss? If you could leave a like rating on this video, that would be appreciated as always, and be sure to subscribe to the channel as well if you're new around here. Okay, so now the intro is done, let's get into this RVP player review. It has to be said, this card does look pretty freaking impressive, and it does have some pretty insane in-game attributes, as you're about to see. Look at that shooting column. This guy has some really elite numbers on this page. He's got 99 attack positioning, 93 finishing, 97 shot power, 96 long shots, and on top of those stats, he's also got 94 composure. In front of goal, this guy should be very freaking impressive. In the passing section, as you can see, he's got some decent attributes. He's got 81 short passing and 80 long passing. Those stats aren't amazing, but for a striker, I think they are pretty freaking good. So that should help him out with his link-up play in-game. Dribbling-wise, he's got some pretty good stats in that column too. He's got 96 ball control, 88 in-game dribbling, and 90 reactions. His agility stat of 81 isn't anything special, but we'll see how that feels in game. Physically, his stamina of 70 looks to be a bit of a worry to me, but he does have 99 strength, which obviously is a big positive. So I think it's fair to say that this card definitely does come with some pretty impressive in-game attributes, and I am looking forward to trying this card out. So let's just get into things, shall we? Let's get into some live games and let's see how this 92 rated RVP performs in games. Okay, so for End of Era RVP's debut, this is what we come up against in game number 1. It's a Premier League Eredivisie hybrid, and it's a good team, but it's not an amazing side. So I am expecting to score some goals with RVP in this match. Henry links up with Van Persie, does well to beat his man before slotting the ball through, and Thierry will score. And Van Persie gets an assist on debut. Nice through ball as well. Here's a chance. Here's Henry. Finds Ballack. Ballack inside to Van Beek. Here's Van Persie on the edge of the box. Can he open up a shot for himself? Unfortunately not. He's tackled by Danny Rose. Here's a chance. Nedved gives the ball inside to Van Persie, who's now got a bit of space to run into. We're going to try and pull it back. Oh! The lick knocks him off the ball, and unfortunately the chance is gone. But that is half time. Not really the most eventful first half, to be honest, but RVP did get himself on the score sheet. The game has actually been fairly even, if I'm being honest, and I think my opponents actually had some pretty good chances, but Czech has bailed me out. In the second half, we're going to switch Van Persie to a right striker role, just to see if we can whip in some finesse shots from that right side. I've just realised that I said RVP got on the score sheet. He didn't. He got an assist. Oh, chance. Van Beek's going to play in Van Persie. We're going to pull it back. We're going to go flat finesse shot, and that is going to curl into the back of the net. And I think there's a rage quit incoming. So as you've just seen, my opponent has rage quit. I'm not going to talk about Van Persie's performance in that game too much because it was a pretty short game. But nonetheless, let's get into another live match and let's see how Van Persie does against a more tougher opposition. So as you can see, in the next game we are going to be coming up against an Icon Hullet and also a Team of the Year Kante. This game, this one could be pretty tough. Antonio brings the ball forward. Van Persie gets on the end of it. And then Henry puts him through. He's got an opportunity now, but he's going to be knocked off the ball. And unfortunately the chance comes to nothing. Ballack brings the ball forward. Here's Van der Beek. Gives the ball to Henry. Puts himself in a bit of space and then takes off the shot first time and he scores. What a strike from his left foot there. And instantly my opponent has paused. Surely he's not going to rage quit at 1-0. Well, I was wrong. He is going to rage quit at 1-0. Let's get into another game quickly. Okay, so for the next game, this is what we come up against. It's unfortunately a team that's playing in a 5 at the back formation. However, I do feel like in-game, this guy is going to change formation. I could be wrong, but that's just the feeling I get. Hopefully Van Persie can break down this defence and get some goals nonetheless. Plays the ball out wide to Antonio. He's going to put the ball inside for Van der Beek. We're going to try and get play on because we've got a chance to score. Van Persie beats his man, flicks the ball up and then strikes, but unfortunately Szczesny saves. Who finds Van Persie, who finds Thierry Henry, and now we've got a chance to attack. It's Antonio down the right. He's going to chip it into the box. Van Persie should score, but unfortunately doesn't win the aerial battle. Finds Van Persie. Nedved gets the ball back to Van Persie. Can he get a shot off on that left foot? Oh, that's surely a foul. It is. We've got ourselves a penalty. Chance. Good bit of play there. Van Persie's through on goal. As you can see, he's not the quickest of attackers, but he has put through a good ball to Antonio. We put it back inside, but unfortunately the cross is cleared. Oh, here's a chance. Van Persie flicks it up and shoots, and he scores! And it's a great goal as well. Showed some really good composure there, and some really good ball control to flick the ball up, and then to volley it in the back of the net, beating the goalkeeper. What a strike. And at half-time, we go in at the break with a 1-0 lead. It's been a quite cagey affair. The game's been a bit back and forth, but as you can see, we've definitely had the better of the chances. Unfortunately, we just haven't taken as many as I would have liked. In the second half, we are going to move Van Persie to the right striker role, and hopefully we can abuse some finesse shots with him in that position. Here is Thierry Henry. He's going to give it inside to Van Persie, who's going to try and get round his man. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. I'm going to shoot. Oh, wasn't a bad effort either. Van Persie, who's going to try and keep the ball. And in the end, he actually ends up doing so, and he does really well. That's full time. We're almost at 95 minutes. Blow the whistle. What is going on? Referee, end this game. Thank you. There we go. We get the 1-0 win. That game was very close. It was a very tight game, but luckily we do get the victory. In that game, I actually thought Van Persie was really freaking good. He linked up very nicely with Thierry Henry and all of the other attackers, creating plenty of chances for himself and the players around him. Anyway guys, that is the gameplay done for this video. The live games are now complete. I am going to go play 1 or 2 more games with this Van Persie card so I can get a better opinion of it, but that's it for the gameplay for you guys, so I'll see you in a second on the summary page. Okay, so after playing with this guy a bit more, what are my overall thoughts? Well, I think there's a lot of upside to this card, but there's also a couple of notable negatives. We will first start by talking about this guy's pace. Now, he's pretty quick off the mark, but when he gets quote-unquote sprinting, he's not that quick. This isn't a player who has breakaway pace. His sprint speed stat holds him back quite a bit, so that is a bit of a shame. A chem star which boosts his sprint speed by a significant amount would obviously help with this issue. I would advise Catalyst. His on-the-ball ability really impressed me. This guy on the ball was very good. Now, after I saw his in-game stats before I'd used him, I knew his ball control would be good, but I was a bit worried about his agility, especially with him being a taller player. But to be honest, his agility was fine in game, and his dribbling as a whole really impressed me. He was a joy to dribble with, and I thought he controlled the ball very well. This guy does have 99 positioning, and he does make some good runs when you get him going forward, but since he does have medium-low work rates, he doesn't always get forward, which as you can imagine can be quite frustrating. What isn't frustrating about this guy though is his goal scoring ability. In front of goal, he's very freaking good. His left foot is amazing for general finishes inside the box, for power shots, finesse shots, long shots and volleys. This guy's left foot is amazing. He's a great goal scorer. Obviously, he is a bit one-footed though. He's got a freestyle weak foot, so you are going to always want to try to shoot using his stronger left foot. I thought his passing was pretty good in game. He linked up really well with the players around him, and with him not having breakaway pace, that's huge, as it means you can pass and move with this guy until you get him in a position to shoot. This guy's passing ability is definitely good enough to use him at cam in my opinion. In game, I found RVP to feel quite strong. He protected the ball really well, and he wasn't too easily dispossessed of the ball. Aerially though, I won't lie, I was a bit disappointed with this card. He didn't win as many aerial battles as I would have liked. Despite being a tall striker, I did feel like his jumping let him down, so his height wasn't enough for him to win headers. Now, let's discuss that stamina. This guy, as we saw at the start, does only have 70 stamina, which obviously isn't ideal. However, I didn't find his stamina to be a huge negative, and that's because he isn't too active when it comes to off the ball movement due to him having medium-low work rates. He's not actively moving about too much, so his stamina doesn't get sapped too much. Overall though, I did think this card was pretty good. Its finishing ability is top class, and if you need a finisher in your side, this card could definitely be worth looking at. 200k in my opinion for this guy is a pretty fair price for this item. If you're going to use this card as a striker, I'd advise using him in a 2-striker formation, so he's got someone to play off. It's also worth noting that I tried him out at cam in a couple of the games that I played in, and I thought he was really good in that role as well. His work rates do actually become less of an issue when he's played as an attacking mid. Anyway guys, you've just heard my thoughts on the 92 rated end of era Robin Van Persie card. I hope you found this video useful. If you've enjoyed it, remember to leave a like rating on it. If you've got any questions about this card, put them in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.